Now, Democratic Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia. He is one of the Democratic senators who voted yesterday in favor of a deal that could reopen the government this week. Senator Kaine, thank you, as always, for joining us this morning. I want to ask you this to start. We've been talking all morning. There are a lot of Democrats very unhappy with this decision. The Reverend al-Sharaa was just saying that he's heard from a number in the party as well. So let's start there. What is your message to Democrats today who feel like, hey, we were winning the politics of this shutdown fight? Trump's on his heels for the first time in this term. Why make a deal now?
Well, look, I was voting with the Democrats for about 40 days as I was campaigning around Virginia trying to help engineer a big electoral win last Tuesday that went well. But when I got here after that election, it's like, okay, we're nearing 40 days in, and where are we? And here's where we were. No path to fix the Affordable Care Act with the government shut, because the Republicans said we won't even talk about it until you open the government. And SNAP recipients, 45 million having their benefits cut, with even the contingency fund about to run out. That's where we were. No path to an ACA fix, SNAP recipients suffering, and a whole lot of other problems. So what did we get? What we ended up getting is we fixed SNAP, full year funding, robust funding, undoing some of the damage that the reconciliation bill did to SNAP recipients. And we are on a path, not a guarantee, but a path to a major floor fight in the U.S. Senate about fixing the ACA without the background noise of all of the shutdown consequences drowning out that existential fight. And I got one more thing. I demanded that the White House give some protection to federal employees. So I got them to agree. All the furloughed employees come back with back pay. All the recently RIF'd employees come back with back pay. And this was the biggie, the hardest thing for them to agree to, no mass layoffs, no RIFs into the future. 2 million federal employees have been waking up since January 20, expecting to get a 5:30 a.m. email from the Doge brothers or somebody telling them that their jobs are gone. We're now providing them that protection. 320,000 of them live in Virginia with families to feed and support. That was a big win for Virginia, and that's what got me to vote yes.
Senator Kaine, it's Vitali. I hear you on the wins that you notched on SNAP, on RIFs. Those, of course, were administration pain points over the course of the last 40-some-odd days. But on the issue of health care, again, you have a lot of colleagues, and I know you've heard from them privately as well, who are concerned that there's not enough being done tangibly on health care. You talk about the floor fight, but the idea that a guaranteed vote isn't a guaranteed outcome, I think, is really sticking in a lot of people's minds. So how do you talk with your colleagues, and do you understand their point of view that say, we did have a big win on Tuesday, we held out for 40 days, what did we get here?
I completely understand their point, and I would go back to them. Do you think the R's are going to give on the ACA a week from now after more SNAP recipients get hurt and more people can't travel to visit? Do you think it'll, in 2 weeks, do you think they'll give? Do you think they'll give in a month? There was no credible argument that, yeah, we think they're going to give. And we were having this fight as the volume was getting turned up about SNAP and about air traffic chaos and about tariffs and about everything else. Now we get to have the fight in the full view of the American public, just this issue, Dems v. Rs. We're going to put a proposal on the table that we'll write, that will be maximally designed to help Americans, and that will be attractive to the Rs who are telling us, we know we got to fix this. They'll vote yes, they'll vote no. We're the minority party, but everybody will get to see who is standing for them when it comes to lowering their health care costs.
Senator Kaine, you, of course, also sit on the Foreign Relations Committee, so we want to switch gears if we could. Kind of a remarkable moment at the White House this morning. You know, Syria's new president, former terrorist, will be greeted by President Trump, a symbol of just a remarkable transformation of that nation. Though, to be clear, lots of reservations still held as to what could be next. What do you hope comes from today?
I'm glad the president is having this meeting. I'm glad that he has signaled, along with a bipartisan majority in our committee, a desire to step back from the sanctions regime that we had against the Assad government to sort of give this new government a chance to show what it can do. The only thing I would probably do slightly different than the administration is I would probably pause the sanctions for 6 months and then sort of test behavior rather than get rid of them. But the new chapter chapter in the life of Syria opens up a really hopeful prospect for Syrians, but for the region. The new government does not want to be an Iranian puppet. They don't want to be a Russian puppet. And so the U.S. does need to step in and try to provide support. And I'm glad the president is having this meeting.
And we'll be watching that at the White House later this morning. Democratic Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia. Senator Kaine, thank you as always.
Absolutely.
MSNBC.